Hi, this is Darren Drew, D. Drew Guitars. I'm going to show you how to level, crown, and polish your frets at the same time very easily. And I do not use files. Well, most people use files. I don't any longer. I came up with a new tool that is got two steel rods down here, and you use it like a sanding block basically. Little, fits in your hand very comfortably, very easy to use. Anybody can use this tool. I sell them on eBay, Reverb, Amazon for $40. Comes with the sanding block and your pads that you need to crown your frets. So files are not the easiest way for many different reasons. You got to have skills. They take a lot of practice. You can damage your fretboard, you can damage the body of the guitar, and they take time and skills. You can't do with files, you can't do it quickly or consistently either, which is a major thing. I sit here at work and I do guitars or banjos, mandolins all day long, and I've had over 10,000 instruments go through my hands in the past 5 years. So, and I level, crown, polish them on every one. So, I have plenty of practice at using files and came up with something easier, better, faster, more consistent. It's inlay safe. It also sands your fretboard. Do not have to tape your fretboard off if it's a rosewood or wood type fretboard. If it's maple with the finish, you must first tape it off. And so I've had a lot of people, anyway, so first, you may want to level your fretboard. I understand most of you people out there will not have this tool, so I would just say to sight down the neck and see, you can see if it's got a back bow or an up bow, and then adjust your truss rod accordingly. This neck here, see, is pretty darn good. And I would see like an air gap in between here, or else in the middle if it was not straight. And if you were going to adjust it, this is a truss rod cover. Truss rod cover right here. I already have one screw out. I just turn it like this and let it, just have it out of my way. Then you can turn it. If I tighten this way, it's gonna give it a back bow. If I loosen it, this is a two-way truss rod. If I loosen it, it's gonna let it have a up bow. But it was good right where it was at. So that's how you would adjust your truss rod. Don't worry about it. Truss rods very seldom ever break. Some people are afraid of it, but don't need to be. So then you have a 6-inch. I'm going to keep time on how long this takes, because this will be done in 10 minutes, I swear. And so you can see I have the strings pulled off. So it's 7:57 right now. This is already level, 220 grit on my 6-inch block. Get these frets in. Make sure that all the tops of the frets are being hit by the sanding block. You'll see the silver marks or the sand marks. Another way you can tell if you don't have this leveling tool is if you're not touching this very first fret when you're using a sanding block, then you know that this got some kind of a back bow to it. And also if you're sanding, leveling, and you feel a big thump, thump, thump kind of, that fret is most likely really high. You may want to check and make sure that it's not loose, because a lot of times a lot of the frets do come loose. So then you would file off these shavings. So I get my tool like this, 120 grit sanding pad, put the tool down on here, and I just start at one end and I'll work my way across following the radius like this, and I'll roll it off the edge just to hit the fret bevel on the side. work my way back across. And as you can see, I have some tape on the body, so I'm not gonna, it helps hold the strings back, but it's not gonna get scratched either. Also move my block around just to use different parts of the pad. Down here, you'll need to do it like twice as much because it only gets touched once basically. The rest of the fretboard gets hit twice. Just following the radius. And these are fairly small frets, so they will crown faster than like really big frets or ones that you have to level a lot to get all the grooves out of. So, you know, keep that in mind. But usually going up and back is about all it takes, unless you have the bigger frets. So then I wipe off the dust. I'll get the 180 pad. And this I also designed to where it will get the last fret no problem. With the design like this, it'll get the last fret on the banjos. This even does all the little frets that are close together on a mandolin. So then I put 180 pad, put my tool down, and then do the same thing. Roll it off the edge just a touch to get the bevel. Follow the radius all the way across. Don't have to apply too much pressure. Just let the tool and the abrasive do the work. I've had some people be worried about grinding metal shavings into the fretboard. It's not going to happen. I've done, like I said, over 10,000 of them, and I'll guarantee you never will see a metal shaving or piece of particle in the fretboard when you're done at all. This is great for, or so I've been told, it works really well with stainless steel frets, Gold Evo frets. I know personally it works very well with. There's the 180, wipe this off again. Like I say, it's inlay safe, and it polishes and will make your fretboard look really good at the end. And then this is a 220 pad. Keep moving your block on the abrasive pad. Wipe off the dirt again. 320 pad. Wipe this off again. Then get your 320 pad and go this direction over the top of the frets. And you will see if you missed any spots or not, because you'll see like little sand marks or not. And sometimes this will get them all gone. And believe it or not, this 320 pad, they're very soft. I have tried using 2000 wet and dry paper over the top of the frets, compared to like how these are right now, which will be better than anything out there pretty much. And the 220, the 2000 grit sandpaper was not any smoother, shinier, or anything else like that than this is making the frets right now. And if you would like it even shinier, if you have access to a buffing wheel, that works very well. The shine doesn't really last all that long. Now I'll wipe off the dust and debris again. Then I use denatured alcohol on a rag. You can use Windex. It doesn't dry quite as quickly. We'll clean out all the dust and grime inside. And this is a fast, easy, consistent way to get perfect crowned and polished frets every time in the matter of 10 minutes or so. We'll see how long it takes me. Okay, let that dry for just a second. Buff it with the clean rag. It'll make the wood shinier. It'll also help the frets. Then put some oil on, and I use mineral oil. You can buy a whole big bottle of it for like $1 or $2 at any drugstore or whatever. And instead of the fretboard oil, which is a lot more expensive, you know, or you can even use furniture type oil. Rub in your oil real well. Try to get it really close to the frets. And this is it. And you will have perfectly crowned, formed frets every time. And I will go as far as to check it with the rocker to make sure that it's all good. I've been told that I'm not using a rocker at the right time. I really don't know when a better time is to use a rocker than right now. And I've also seen guys that would only do it in 3 places. You have more than 3 strings, do the whole fret all the way across, you know. Then you know the whole thing, because otherwise just you do it 3 places, it's like, come on. You know, that's not checking to see if you have any high spots at all. But if you level it properly, you won't have any high spots. And this crowning tool works very well to be very consistent and crowning, polishing at the same time. The only tool I know that really does that. See, not a high spot on here, which I knew that there would not be. The very last one, it probably drops off, so you don't have to worry about that one per se. See, okay, now it's 8:07. That's exactly 10 minutes, and you have perfectly crowned and polished frets